So today we're going to talk a little bit about LinkedIn and, how to really create a powerful profile on LinkedIn. For me, one of the reasons that I, am a big advocate for LinkedIn is because I've seen it work really well for my business. It's been a really good lead generator for my business. So, one of the important elements of having a successful LinkedIn presence is having a strong profile, having all the right details on there, sharing the right content and all the rest. So generally, I can speak about LinkedIn for hours on end, but today I'm going to really focus on really creating a powerful LinkedIn profile. And, in the new year, I will be having lots of other workshops and webinars and all the rest that are going to be a little bit more advanced. But in today's session, it's going to be more about just how to create a powerful LinkedIn profile. So we'll make a start. So a little bit about myself. So I am a business owner. So I have Savvy Creations PR, which is a PR agency, and I really help clients with their social media, all things social. Have a very strong focus on LinkedIn though. So really educating, helping clients, growing their business online. We know now more than ever that people's attention is in the social media space, online, digital. So, when people Google you or your business, one of the first things that shows up is LinkedIn. So if you don't have a strong LinkedIn presence, it's going to be extremely hard for people to find you, and not just find you, but it also adds a lot of credibility to who you are, what you do, and how you can help. So, we're moving, you might have heard lately the whole thing about metaverse. You might be thinking, what the heck is a metaverse? But it's basically like a universe, but online. And this is really what's happening now in our world. It's a little bit scary, I agree. I am a little bit old school, believe it or not. I like traditional things. I like reading a book. I like, having a coffee with people. I like face-to-face. So even doing a webinar, I prefer face-to-face workshops and all the rest. So but it is moving definitely into the digital sphere. So we need to be really mindful with how we position ourselves on the, in the online marketplace. And obviously LinkedIn is one of those, really strong elements of having a strong social presence, as is your website, as is all the rest. So social media strategist, business consultant. My background is journalism and public relations. I've now been an advisor as well for Business Station. So obviously today's workshop is brought to you by Business Station. I've been with Business Station now for about 4.5 years as a contractor advisor, and I've had the privilege of advising thousands and thousands of small to medium businesses in their, public relations, copywriting, social media, and all the rest. So at the end of today's workshop, and I know a couple of you on here have already had advisory sessions with me, but if by the end of today you think, I need more of that one-on-one coaching, you can definitely book in for the new year to have a couple sessions with me. And the new program is you get 3 hours worth of one-on-ones, and you get unlimited workshops and webinars for only $40 plus GST, which is incredible. So you literally pay $40 and you get 3 hours worth of one-on-one coaching. Corporate clients pay a lot more than that, let me tell you. So if you do need that more one-on-one guidance and coaching and consulting, please just let me know, and I can send you an email, and I'll send your details to the PA to book you in for the new year. So today we're going to talk about how to create a powerful LinkedIn profile, what content we should be using. I was speaking to someone, I think it was yesterday, and I was showing them a post that I did, and I could show you guys the same thing. I did a post on Facebook, and I did the exact same post on LinkedIn, and the one on Facebook, same post, same day, same image, same everything. On Facebook, it had like 980 views, I think, and on LinkedIn, it had 29,000 views. Right? So the reach and the algorithm on LinkedIn is absolutely hot at the moment. So my advice to you is get onto it, right? And it's like anything in life. If you put the effort in, it will work. People say, oh, this doesn't work or that doesn't work. I'm here to tell you that it does work. I've seen it work. A big chunk of my leads for my business come through LinkedIn. So it definitely works, but you need to put the work in as well. It's not just going to magically work. You don't just create a profile and just, shut your LinkedIn down and never kind of go on or post or anything like that. You still need to obviously put the effort in, and you will find that you can definitely establish yourself quite well in the LinkedIn game. So how to position yourself as an authority in your industry, how to write for social media, identifying your client avatar, creating content that converts and all the rest. So there's quite a bit. I'm going to try really hard to get through as much as I can. We do have, just under an hour, and I'm one of those people where I try and give you guys as much as I possibly can, so you walk away and go, wow, that was really good. So hopefully, fingers crossed, you will walk away with a lot of knowledge and a bit more confidence as well when it comes to LinkedIn. I think the biggest thing when it comes to social media in general is having that confidence of, what do I post? And, I don't want to be judged, and what if it's silly, and what if it's not the right thing, and all the rest. So hopefully by the end of today, I'll share with you what you need to do to have a great profile, but also what kind of stuff you need to be posting and sharing in order to really get some traction. And also I want to let you guys know that this isn't something I started yesterday. I've been doing LinkedIn. I've been quite active on LinkedIn for 4 years as well. So, me getting 29, 30,000 views didn't just happen overnight, even though sometimes things can go viral, but it is a work in progress. So I want you to keep that in mind as well. It's not just an overnight thing where you go, oh, I'm going to post something and I'm going to get 30,000 views on it. So LinkedIn, it's basically, what is LinkedIn? It's a social networking site designed specifically for the business community. So it's business to business. So depending on what your business is, there's 10 of us here today. So I'm not sure what your business is, but, I'm noticing LinkedIn is obviously the #1 business to business platform. But what I am noticing now is those business to consumer businesses that would generally be on Facebook or Instagram are slowly moving more to the LinkedIn market, because what they're starting to identify is that, everyone on LinkedIn, even though it is a B2B platform, there's still consumers, there's still customers, there's still, mums and dads and, people that, go out for dinners and buy a car and all the rest. So it is definitely moving that way now, where more consumer driven brands are slowly starting to, creep into LinkedIn. And a big reason for that is because the reach and the algorithm is so great at the moment. So they're trying to get that maximum exposure. I am noticing more of the luxury kind of brands jumping on, like your Louis Vuittons and your Chanels and your Burberrys and all them. They're also being a lot more active now on LinkedIn, because they're starting to identify, hey, maybe the clients on there a bit more corporate, they might have a little bit more extra cash. So these are the brands that are well aligned with them, with that demographic. So how to create a powerful LinkedIn profile. So the best thing to do here is I'm going to actually go to my LinkedIn profile. I'm going to show you my LinkedIn and all the important elements that you need to have on a LinkedIn profile to really make your LinkedIn profile stand out. Okay, so we'll do that now. I'll stop this share and I'll start a new one. Great, okay. So a few things. #1, and this is something, and that's, I remember now, I was talking to a client yesterday, I remember where it's come from. I was saying, you need to get a professional photo shoot, whether you like it or not, whether you think you're photogenic or not. Getting a good photographer can literally make your brand, and it really elevates the professionalism of your brand, right? So you might think, oh, I'm not photogenic, I don't want to spend money. My feedback is always, if you can't spend money on yourself or your business, why would someone else want to spend money or invest in your business, right? So you need to invest in some professional photos, right? So I used to probably, if some of you here go, oh, I haven't had any professional photos, I used to be the same. I was like, I don't need professional photos, I don't want to spend X amount of money, blah blah blah. But honestly, it has literally elevated the professionalism of my business to another level. So, and the great thing is, if you get a good photographer, I use a girl called Millie from Arabella Blue Portraits. She's absolutely amazing. This is her here. I'll show you really quickly. This girl, so Millie Pudney, owner and photographer. So she does all my photos, right? So, she's fantastic. She's really, really good. So Millie Pudney, let her know if you do need help, with anything. She's quite booked out, so definitely get in on time. But it's really important, because you can get these photos, you can create a brochure for your business, you can put these photos on your website, you've got some LinkedIn photos. Once a year, that's all you need to invest in yourself, in your business, get some professional photos, and you will feel so much more confident posting on social. Because one of the biggest, hurdles that people face when it comes to social media is, oh my God, I don't have any images to post. So, one image you can reuse, recycle so many times, create ads, do lots of stuff. So we'll get into that a bit later. But yeah, one of my biggest bits of advice is try and invest in getting a professional photo shoot for yourself. So First of all, we're going to start with the cover photo. So you can see here, this is free real estate for your business, right? So sometimes I see people with just a blank profile. This is completely blank. To me, I'm like, this is free real estate. It's like having a big, I guess, sign that you can put your logo onto, what you do, and you're just going, no thanks, I don't need that sign. So try and leverage off this. You've got this beautiful little space here that you can put your logo, you can put your photos, you can put staff, just something that symbolizes your business. Right, so that's the cover photo here, and you can change that by clicking on this little pencil here, right? So when you click on this little pencil, that's where you can update it, right? And if you want to change the photo, you just click on change photo and upload it in there. If you go to Canva, which I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with, they've actually got like templates for LinkedIn cover photos. So you can literally go to Canva, www.canva.com, and have a look at all their different templates, and they've got some that are LinkedIn banners, and you can literally create your banner within Canva and just simply save it and upload it here. Okay, so really important that we have something in here. The second thing is obviously the profile picture. So I've got this profile picture. You can have any profile picture that you want, but make sure it's a professional profile picture. I joke about 6 months ago, I had a guy that sent me a friend request or a connection request on LinkedIn, and his profile picture was of his feet. And I kid you not, it was of his feet, wearing boots, but it was like shoes, just shoes. And I didn't accept, I declined. And he messaged me saying, why didn't you accept my request? And I said, well, simply because your profile picture is off your feet. So, it has to be professional, right? First impressions are lasting impressions. So please make sure that your profile picture is up to date and is professional. It's not a weekend photo. And, once again, I go back to the thing, if you can't invest in your business, why do we expect someone else to invest? You need to start treating your business as a world-class business, right? Because if you treat it like that, you will attract those clients that are in that space. So please, I urge you to, get a professional photo shoot, or, if you know someone or a family member that's good at taking photos, get some photos. Something in there is better than nothing. Second thing, so we've got the cover photo, we've got the profile picture, then we've got here the name. So what I've done is I've actually made my last name Managing Director, Savvy Creations PR. The reason I've done that is because most of the time, you can see it's underneath as well, but it's just a lot more dominant and prominent. So when I post something or when I comment on something, it doesn't just come up as Sandra Tricoli, it comes up as Sandra Tricoli, Managing Director, Savvy Creations PR. Why I did that is because I want people to familiarize themselves with my business. It's that brand awareness. It's those 16 touch points. On average, people need 16 touch points to hear about your business or your services before they make a decision. So for me, it's kind of like that real subtle, savvy creation. So then when you meet people, they go, oh, I've heard about your business. And a lot of the time, it's that kind of subtle psychology where you're just incorporating that. So, you can change this around. I've got here Managing Director, Savvy Creations. You can have in there, social media specialist, which I've had before. You can have in there, accountant. You can have, mortgage broker, whatever it is. You can put something as your last name, and I'll show you how to do that next to the pencil here. See, I've got Sandra Tricoli, then I've done a little dash, and then I've put my last name, Managing Director at Savvy Creations. Right, so you can literally put that and make that anything you want. But the reason I've done that is because, once again, you're planting that seed and it's growing that brand awareness, because it's a lot more prominent. When you post something, when you like something, it will come up as the whole thing, not just my name. Okay, so we'll go back to that. So that's how you do that. Now, really important information to have on your LinkedIn. You click on this little pencil here. Okay, you've got your first name, your last name, pronouns, headline, current position, okay, what you're doing, education, right? So you basically just follow the prompts. Then you've got here edit contact info. You click on that. Make sure you've got your phone number, your email, all that kind of stuff, right? Save that. Please select a type of phone number. Done. Right, so that's all saved. Save everything you do. Then we scroll down. Now here we've got providing services. This is really good because if people want to do business with you, this is a big chunk of how they're going to find you, right? So I've got digital marketing, marketing consulting, social media, so identify, you can have 8 services in here. So this is like the SEO of your LinkedIn, right? If you're familiar with SEO, it stands for search engine optimization. So if someone's looking for a social media marketing person and I've got social media marketing, my services, it's going to be a lot more easier for them to find me than if I didn't have that. Right. So in order to do that, you click on the add section tab here, and really you've got intro, about, featured, background, work experience, skills, blah, 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 all that stuff needs to be filled out. But in the providing services section, make sure you choose 8 services that you provide. You might only have 4. That's fine. Put them in there. Okay. And I just wanted to let you know as well, with today's presentation, I have the free LinkedIn profile as well. And people say, why do you have the free one? The reason being is I do a lot of coaching, a lot of corporate workshops on LinkedIn, and probably about 85 to 90% of people have the free profile. So when I'm teaching people, I don't want them to think that I have something they don't have, right? So today's workshop, it's literally the free one. So everything I have access to today, you have access to. So there's no magical things that I have access to. Okay, here it's got, who's viewed your profile. You might say, well, what's the difference between a premium one and a paid and a free one, right? So the premium one, yes, it does have a few extra benefits. Like, for example, I've had 1,300 people view my profile. If I had the premium one, I could click on that and I could see who the 1,300 people are that have viewed my profile. I did have the premium one ages ago. And the thing is, you might just pop up on their newsfeed. They might just view you because you popped up on their newsfeed. So I kind of was like, do I really need that? So, but you can click on that if you've got the premium one, and it shows you a couple. But then if you want like more, see how they're all faded. So that's because it's the free one. Okay. So once again, depends on your industry, depends on your business, depends on your marketing strategy, depends on, what you want these insights for. You might say, I want to know exactly who's viewing my profile so I can then reach out to them and ask them why they viewed me, for example, right? So I didn't find that to be of great importance. I've just got a message. Let's have a look who's asked me a question. Sorry, someone's just asked a question. Oops. Share. So what I'll do is sorry, I missed it. How do we add the providing services section to our profile? Yep. So on your profile, where you've got your homepage and that, where you click on to add section, right? And you've got intro, about, featured, background, work experience, education, right? Under the intro part, you'll have everything there, right? So I think it's the intro one. It's literally, it's one of these ones. I'm pretty sure it's either featured or about, one of these ones where you can click on it, right? Because I've already done it. It just pops up on mine, right? So it's under your services page, right? So when you click on to, just go back to that, where you click on to add section, right? And you go into like about, featured, work experience, education, skills, accomplishments. It'll be at the top here under intro or about. It's not popping up on mine because I've already done it, but it should pop up on yours under either intro or about. It's one of those. And that's where you can, and it will say services you provide. And then it might be, I think it might be actually about. No, I think it's actually here. Can you see it on yours? Because I've done it, it's not showing up. Sorry, but yeah. It's one of those. Anyways, it's literally one of those there. Okay, if you ever get stuck on anything and you go, oh, I haven't done it like a section, or everything's here under add section. Okay. So scroll down, and then we've got the about section. So you've got, I always say the about section of your LinkedIn is similar to like a cover letter if you're applying for a job. So the cover letter needs to be written in first person, right? So a few things that you want to include in the cover letter is, who you are, what you do, how long you've been in the industry, what are some of your keys to your success, what I guess why you love what you do or why you're passionate about your industry, a little bit about your skills, what your skill set is, what your keys to your success are, and then at the end you can put your kind of email address. So if you'd like to find out more, how I can assist, So it's really a snapshot of who you are, what you've done, and how you can help. Right? It's that first impression where people can have a look and go, oh yeah, great, perfect. This is the person I want to work with, or ask to do some work for me. So you can update this every so often. I haven't updated mine in a couple of years now, but simply, I'm an accomplished PR marketing specialist with a strong passion for roles that combine strategy, marketing, digital communication, and business transformation, with over a decade of experience, blah, blah, blah. Okay. If you get stuck and not sure, definitely feel free to look at mine, as a template, just so you kind of know the key points. I'm not saying mine's the perfect one, but what I have done is I've had a look at a lot of people that work at LinkedIn. Like, I've actually gone and stalked theirs, and a lot of them are written in first person to start off with, but secondly, this is the kind of stuff they talk about. Another good thing you can definitely add in there is a little bit of personalization. So you might think, I've got 2 children, or I've got 1, but you can say, who your favorite footy team is, or, feel free to add a little bit of that personal kind of, personality rather, into your information in there. It's always nice. One of my mottos in business is people buy people before people buy things. So if you can showcase that in there, it's really important. Then we scroll down, okay? Then we've got featured. Now, what are featured posts? Featured posts are literally the posts that you would like to feature, as the name suggests, on your homepage. So when someone, connects with you, this is what they see. This is the very first thing they see, right? So you can see here, I've featured a few posts, and if I scroll across, it's got all my photos and posts that I've featured, right? So in order to feature something, it basically means you want it to be on your homepage. So if someone's checking out what you're about and what work you do, this is the first stuff they're going to see. So you want to make sure that it's good, right? So we've got here, and I'll show you how to feature stuff, but you can also delete stuff. So you can click on see all, like see all my featured ones, and I might say, you know what, this one, right? You might say, oh, I want to get rid of one. So if you want to get rid of one, you can click, oh, that takes people straight to my website. So you can delete them, right? So to delete some, you can click on this little pencil here. See what the little pencil is, right? And you can say remove from featured, right? So where it says remove from featured, or delete, right? And then you click done. So what that does then, it deletes the other one, which I don't know why I featured that, but that's on there, right? So you can see these are some of my top performing posts. Generally, my recommendation is only feature posts that are really good, clear, and have had good engagement. So, I've got here a few posts that I've done that have had really good engagement, therefore I feature them. So you need to first post something before you can feature it. You can't just go, oh, I want to feature this. It needs to be posted first. So in order to feature something, you've got to post it. Once you've posted it, what you need to do is, I'll show you. Right, so I'm going to use one that I've already featured, but I did this post the other day. It was a simple, if you give yourself 30 days to clean your home, it will take you 30 days. But if you give yourself 3 hours, it will take 3 hours. The same applies to your goals, ambitions, and potential, Elon Musk. Then I've got photo here by Millie Pudney. And then I've got some hashtags. I've got a nice post there. So far this post has had 10,225 views, right? And it's had 123 likes. And if I wanted to feature this, which I've already featured, you click on the 3 dots in the right-hand corner, right? And see how it says remove from featured? If I hadn't have already featured this, it would say feature on top of profile. Okay, that's it. So you click feature on top of profile, and that will then become my first feature on my profile, right? And as you feature more, it moves down the line. So if I feature another 5 this week, this one will be right at the end because I've got new ones. So my recommendation is try and feature a new post maybe once every couple of weeks, just to keep your homepage nice and fresh, and also new content. Okay, I do just want to show you this, right? So where it says here 10,000 views, right? You can actually click on those views. And like I said, this is free. Everyone has access to this, and you can see where people are actually viewing you from. So I've had 43 people from Rio, NAB, Ernst & Young, BHB, right? It shows you UK, Brisbane, Sydney, and all the rest. So it actually shows you, and you can click on show more, right? And it really breaks down where people are viewing you from. So it's just interesting data, if you're curious to see kind of what your reach is and all the rest, to find out. So, underneath any post, and see those 3 little lines, those little graph, that little graph, that shows that it was a trending post, right? So when something's a trending post, it means that it's had really good engagement within the first hour, right? The first hour of any post that you do is going to determine whether a post is going to trend or not trend, right? So it's important to have a, the first hour that is, more powerful, okay? More reach, I should say, rather than powerful, okay? So we'll go back to my home page. If you ever want to go back to your home page, you click on the Me icon and you click on View Profile. That's one of the ways, okay? So we'll scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. I don't know, there's this box on my computer and I've asked my IT person, I can't get rid of it. I don't know if you guys can see, it's like a faint little box. It's really irritating. Anyways, so, all right, activity. So this is my activity here. So activity is basically all my activity, what I've posted, what I've liked, all that kind of stuff. So I've got 10,588 followers. You might say, what's the difference between followers and connection? So a connection means it's a two-way, right? A connection means that you follow them, they follow you. Whereas a follower means that they just follow you. So you can actually change this in your settings. So if you go into your settings, you can change so you just have people following you. However, I have realized that because I did that for a while, I just had followers and not connections. I've realized a lot of people don't want to follow just you. They want to be connected to you. So my advice is just leave it as is, right? If I have like over 30 or 40,000 connections, then people can follow you. So after 30,000 connections, you can't like connect with people anymore. People just have to automatically follow you. But up to 30,000, you can connect. I prefer to connect as well because, you know, why would people just follow me and not me? Kind of, you want it to be a two-way street. So I had my, settings changed there. And to do that, I'll just show you, click on Me, you click on settings and privacy, right? Then you click onto, where was it? I think it was account preferences. Where was it? I changed it. Merge accounts. Anyways, it was one of these ones. I think it was communication. I think communication. There we go. Right, it was under communication. So invitations to connect, invitations, blah, blah, blah. So it's just under here, right? So invitations to connect. So choose who can connect with you and you can click on that and you can change that. So like I said, you probably don't need to do anything right now because my advice is definitely keep it as connection, not follow, because a lot of people get turned off when they just have to follow you and you not follow them. Okay, so we scroll down, we've got the about section, we've got the featured, we've got the activity, we've got the experience. So make sure you update your experience. If you've had a lot of jobs and you've had a lot of like short jobs and stuff, maybe try and tweak it. Don't have too much on there. You don't need to put everything on there, right? So I've got here Savvy Creations, January 2012. I've actually only been doing I registered my ABN in 2012, but I've really been working on my business for the last 5 years. But hey, I registered my ABN in 2012. So then I've got Perth copywriting, business news, blah, blah, blah. Then you've got your skills and endorsements, right? So make sure you can add up to 50 skills. So where it says add a new skill, right? You've got communication, you can do strategic thinking, you can do press releases, blah, 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 right? I click save and boom, they go straight to my skills. So if someone's looking for that skill set, think about your skill set, mortgage, accounting, finance, real estate, whatever it is, right? There's lots of different skills in our jobs. Make sure you put those skills in there because it really helps you be found. And it also showcases to people, potential clients, hey, these are their skill sets. Okay, and then we go down to recommendations. Now, recommendations is like personal testimonials from people that have worked with you that you would like, to write a review about you. And what this does, so I've got 37 recommendations, right? So if someone is wanting to do like any work with me or anything, they're going to look through these recommendations. If they found me, they'll go, okay, cool. Well, it seems like there's a bit of a consistent message here with, people saying X, Y, and Z. So it's really, really important that you get recommendations, right? Even if you ask for like 1 or 2 a month, over the year, you'll have like 20 or 30 recommendations, right? It's very, very simple. Now, you don't ask for a recommendation from someone you've done no work with, right? You only ask all that you don't know. You ask people that you've done business with, that know you, and all the rest. So in order to do that, you click on ask for recommendation. Right, then I'm going to click on Who can I click on? Let's have a look at someone that I've done. Oh, Matt, I'll ask this lady. Okay. So this lady had a consult with me yesterday. She's a professor in UWA. I'm going to click on continue. Relationship. She was a client of mine. My position at the time was Savvy Creations. Hi, Maggie. Okay. And then you can edit this. Hi, Maggie. It was lovely seeing you yesterday. If you get a chance, would you please write a recommendation for me? Thank you so much. Now she's a good one because she's a professor at university, right? Oops. Kind regard. Now you can edit this, which is good, right? Because they give you a template. Done. Send. Okay, done. So now Maggie's going to get an email, a message in her inbox that's going to say, Sandra has requested a recommendation. Hopefully she'll write a recommendation about me. I can read the recommendation, and then if I'm happy with it, which, you know, usually people won't write anything negative, you approve it and it goes onto your profile. That's it, right? So a really good time to send people a recommendation request is literally like the next day or two after you've actually done something, because it's still fresh in their mind. You obviously don't want to send a recommendation to someone if you feel like that, you know, they haven't had a good experience with you, but yeah, you want to send it to someone that you've done work with. And that's really the best way to populate your recommendations. It's authentic people talking about their experience with you. So just quickly restating what I've said: cover photo, profile picture, your title, services you provide, your about section, your featured posts, which you should be adding one every, say, 2 or 3 weeks. Activity, you don't need to touch that. Experience, update your experience, right? Your university or your education, volunteer if you do any voluntary work, your skills and endorsements, and last of all, recommendations. You can do accomplishments. And if you're not sure, if you think, oh, have I missed something out, always go right back to the top section here where it says add section, and you've got everything in there, right? You've got the about, intro, featured, blah, 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 licenses and certificates. So you can really populate your LinkedIn with literally everything. Supported languages, you know, if you speak more than one language, you can go in there and type, you know, add profile in another language. So if you're doing work with like someone in China, or you're doing a lot, you know, you can actually change your profile into it, so it's actually a different language as well. So there's a lot of cool things there, but they are really the main things that you need to add to your profile. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll go back to the presentation and I'll walk you through a few other bits and pieces. Now, is there any questions so far with that? Let me know if you have any questions at all. If not, forever hold your peace. Okay, cool. Forever hold your peace then. So I'm sure there might be a few questions, and feel free to email me as well. If there is anything at the end that you go, oh God, I forgot to ask Sandra this, you can definitely send me an email, or once again, LinkedIn, send me a request and you can ask me via LinkedIn. So we'll go back to the presentation quickly. Okay, share profile. Cool. So we've walked you through all of this: your title, your summary, your experience, your skills. We've done all of this. Okay. Yeah, recommendations. All right, so let's talk about some LinkedIn content ideas. Now, there's a few keys to success on LinkedIn. One key is obviously having a really strong profile. The second key is the people that you're connected with. And the third key to success on LinkedIn is having the right content on there, right? There's no point in you having the best profile in the world, being connected with the right people, but then not sharing content, because no one's going to see it. No one's going to know. People, we can't assume that people know what we do or what's happening or anything like that. So we need to really make sure that we've got good content, a good content gallery that we can really present and position ourselves, right? So one of the things that I always say when it comes to social media is you need to position yourself as an authority in your industry, right? And by positioning yourself as an authoritative figure within your industry, people will naturally come to you for advice or help on that industry, on that topic, or anything along those lines. So there's lots of things you can post on LinkedIn. You can post a photo, a video, you can write an article, The beautiful thing about LinkedIn is that you don't need to be there. It doesn't crave as much as like Facebook or Instagram, right? Facebook and Instagram, you've got to do like 20 stories a day and, 5-6 times a week. LinkedIn's a bit different. I find people on LinkedIn, they don't like to see you 24/7. So I have found that the absolute sweet spot for posting on LinkedIn is about 2 to 3 times a week, right? Quality always over quantity. So you don't need to be doing like 100 posts a week. It's literally 2 or 3 really good quality posts per week that will get you that traction that you need, right? So the 80-20 rule. So 80% of the content that you share on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere, it needs to be educational, inspirational, conversational, and 20% is promotional. So what I mean by promotional is, reach out to me, we have a sale, this is what we do. If you have any questions, reach out to us. So where you're promoting your business. But the 80% of the content that you share has to be educational, inspirational, conversational, right? So educational is you giving educational advice about your industry. You might be sharing news articles, you might be sharing insights, you might be sharing feedback, you might be sharing, what's trending, whatever it is, right? Then you've got inspirational. As you could see, the post that I did the other day, it was simply just a quote from Elon Musk. And that works really, really well on LinkedIn and all the rest. So we're going to go through a few more content ideas, but make sure that a big chunk of your content isn't trying to promote yourself. It's about educating, inspiring, creating conversation, with only a very small percentage being promotional for your business. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll quickly just do a new share. Okay. So in order to post something on LinkedIn, you click on the home button here in the top left-hand corner and you click on start a post, right? So when you click on start a post, you can, at the bottom here, you can add a photo, you can add a video, you can add a document, you can share that you're hiring, you can celebrate an occasion, you can create a poll, or you can add something else, right? So like when I go back to my 80-20, like conversational, when you click on add a poll, you click on that and you can say, what do you find is your number one, struggle when it comes to finance, for example, right? If you're in the finance space, and you can say option 1, option 2, and you can add more options and you click done. And it's literally going to be a poll that's going to go onto your LinkedIn profile where people are voting and like answering questions. So it's really about getting some market research actually, but also creating some conversation within your network as well. You can do photos. The most popular one is obviously photos. Videos are really powerful. I do understand that you might think, oh God, I don't want to be on video and all the rest, but they are extremely powerful. The reach on video is huge at the moment. So if you do have the guts to actually go on video and do video, I highly recommend it. The reach for video is well above anything else you'll do. And LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram and all the other social media networks, they really favor accounts that are doing video. Okay. So we'll go back to the presentation just to show you other content ideas, because I think, when I speak to people, the 3 biggest, pain points that they have when it comes to social media is this: A, I don't have the time, I don't know what to post, and I don't have images. They're the 3 biggest hurdles, right? So the time factor, I can't help you with, because that's something that you obviously need to factor into your days. But the images and the content, there's a lot of content now. I always say it's not a lack of resources, it's a lack of resourcefulness, because now more than ever, we have so much content available to us that it's just about navigating our way through the content and creating a clear content strategy that's actually going to help us. And also, as you start posting more often, you'll start to realize what works, what doesn't. I can almost guarantee you that if you have a photo, where you're in the photo, it will always generate higher engagement and more likes and all the rest than if you just use like a Shutterstock photo, right? And something that I do every 6 months or so is I do a Re-Introductory Post. So I did this a few weeks ago, and I'll show you that post now, where I was like, hi, this is me, my name's Sandra, blah, blah, blah. And those posts always work really, really well. So maybe give yourself a challenge of doing in the next week a post about yourself where you've got a photo of yourself and you're like, hi, I'm John, you know, I've had a lot of new connections as of late. I wanted to take this opportunity to introduce myself. This is who I am. This is what I've done, blah, 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 blah. And you'll see people will engage with that, right? People buy people, people connect with people. So the more it's about yourself and your team and what you do and where you've come from and all that kind of stuff, that's what people are going to engage with at the end of the day. Okay. So I'll quickly show you that while I'm on that topic, that post that I was telling you about before. So I'm going to just show you okay, so go to the page. All right. So at least you get an idea in terms of how you need to structure the post. Okay, so here we go. So this is the post. Today, I wanted to share a few things about myself that you may not know. As part of building your business and your brand, you need to become a bit more vulnerable in order to show people your true self. And one of my highest values in business is authenticity. So here it goes. I'm originally from Serbia. I came to Australia when I was 5 years old as the war was breaking out in Serbia. I am one of 3 children, middle child syndrome. I have a 2-year-old daughter who is the love of my life. Yes, I love work. Yes, I work extremely hard and have always been career oriented, but my daughter and my family are my highest priority in life. Before starting my business 5 years ago, I was made redundant, not once, but twice within 6 months. And I knew that God had a bigger plan for me. So I started Savvy Creations and have never looked back. My favorite food is chocolate. I could be borderline addicted, but hey, life is short. Enjoy the sweet stuff. I love traveling, blah, 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 blah. Right. So you get the gist. So a big thank you to my friend, amazing photographer, for always capturing the essence of my brand and photos. If you need photos, blah, 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 right? So this post had 1,000 views and 61 likes, which is pretty good for Facebook, right? Because the reach is still quite, it's lowered a lot on Facebook, right? So 1,000 views. Now let's quickly jump back to my LinkedIn. Same post, same day, same everything, right? And we go back and let's find that post. Now, because it's on my, I've featured it, I can find it on my featured posts. There it is. Okay. So as you can see, today I wanted to share blah, 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 same post, same everything, right? 29,000 views, right? 281 likes. So you click on those views and once again, it shows you the breakdown of where people are viewing you from, Rio, BHB, and so on and so forth. So the power of LinkedIn is insane at the moment. Yes, you can still post the same things on your Facebook and your LinkedIn. Not everything, right? There's some things that I won't post on Facebook or Instagram, but I'll post on LinkedIn, and vice versa. There are some stuff that I'll put on Instagram and Facebook, but I won't post on LinkedIn. We've got to keep in mind LinkedIn is a professional network, therefore it needs to be professional. The content, the images, everything. So yeah, I just wanted to show you the comparison between the algorithm of Facebook and LinkedIn at the moment. Same post, same day. In fact, it was probably a couple minutes apart, and the reach on one compared to the other is huge. So yeah, hopefully that inspires you to want to do a little bit more on your LinkedIn. So we'll go back to my slides. I know I'm jumping a little bit here and there. So from current slide, okay, cool. So yeah, so what to share? So, you know, share a little bit about yourself, share a bit about your experiences, about your expertise, about your industry, about the people within your organization and all the rest, right? So these are some other things you can share. Professional expertise and experiences, showcase your testimonials. Are you working on a particular project with the client? Have you won an award? There's lots, there's so much stuff, right? It's literally, like I said before, there is more resources out there than ever before. But what you need to do is you just need to start posting, because once you start doing it, you start to get more comfortable, right? So going back to my keys to success, have a strong, good profile, be connected with the right people, and start sharing content 2 to 3 times. It's literally, that is literally the process. Okay, you can share your blog, lessons you've learned in business. Are you up for an award? Tell them a story, ask a question, do a short video. Lots, right? There's another great tool that I want to share with you. It's called Answer the Public. Now, Answer the Public, it's a tool, and I'll quickly show you. You can have 2 to 3 free searches a day with Answer the Public, and it shows you basically what people are Googling about any given topic, right? So let's put in here, Answer the Public, Answer. All right, let's have a look. You know what's a good one probably now? I'll talk about, let's say, interest rates, right? So I'm going to type here interest rates. Okay, so this shows you what people are talking about your topics. So you can write in there chocolate, you can type in COVID-19, anything. The longer it is, like you can have 2 or 3 words, the better. So I'm going to click on here instead of UK, I'm going to click on Australia because I want to see what people are Googling in Australia today. Let's have a look. Australia. Cool. And then you click on search. Now with this one, you can upgrade to Pro, but with the free one, I think you get 2 free searches a day. So you click on search. So it will give you questions, prepositions, and comparisons. Okay. Let's have a look. So, will interest rates go up? Which interest rates? Are interest rates set to rise in Australia? When interest rates will go up? Right, so this is literally showing you everything that people are Googling today, because it's all daily data about interest rates in Australia, right? You can have a look at interest rates in the UK if you want, right? Depending on your business and your industry and your clients, but it shows you what people are Googling about any given topic, right? So you could type in chocolate in there, it'll be like, why is chocolate yummy? Why is chocolate bad? Why is chocolate this? So everything about that topic. Okay, then you can click on here. So that was questions. Then you've got prepositions here. Okay, so interest rates near me, interest rates without something, interest rates without rise, Fed, and then you've got last of all comparisons. So interest rates and house prices, interest rates versus APR, interest rates versus stock market, blah blah blah. So if you're struggling with content and you're going, oh my God, what do I write about today? Go on to Answer the Public, write something in there, and it would generate all these ideas and questions that people are actually asking Google. That will help you write content. It will help you do a post, because you can say, oh, I'm going to talk about, you know, interest rates versus, let's have a look, interest rates versus stock, right? And we know there was a bit of a, you know, a dip in the stock market on the weekend. So you could talk about how the interest rates potentially affected that or whatever, right? So what it does, it just starts sparking some of those ideas. So it's a really good tool to give you some content. Okay, so Answer the Public. The other one is, let me just share my screen. Go from here. Cool. Another one is called Google Alerts as well. So if you go onto Google Alerts and you type in, you know, what you would like to be alerted on, so you can say finance, real estate, COVID, whatever you want to be alerted on. Every day you will get an alert from Google about that topic, right? So the trending stories. So you might say real estate Australia or real estate Perth or mortgage broker Perth. And then every day you're going to get, like, Google will send you an email about the top stories about mortgage brokers in Perth. Right, so it's a really good way of generating content. You can also do user-generated content on LinkedIn. So it doesn't just have to always be your content that you create. It can be stuff that you've seen and you've reshared. But I can tell you right now what works better when it's authentic, organic content coming from you directly, and when there's people in the photo. Right. So if you've got staff that you work with, do staff birthdays. It's the culture. You want to showcase the people behind the organization. You want to showcase the culture behind the organization, and you want to showcase the kind of the educational elements of what you do. So really educating people and becoming their authority. Okay, 8 ways to write more engaging social media copy. So obviously, you know, like I said, 2 to 3 posts a week. It's not that much. We've got Christmas coming up. Obviously, you want to make the post a little bit more festive now. You want to maybe showcase your Christmas party. You want to talk about, you know, what you've achieved in the last 12 months, what your goals are for the next 12 months, you know, thank all your clients and all that kind of stuff. But always try and have an image that accompanies your copy. Okay. There was another thing that was done. It was BuzzSumo. They analyzed the headlines of 10 million articles that were shared on LinkedIn, and they wanted to see what resonated. What did people click on the most, right? What were people clicking on? And they found that these were the opening topics that people clicked on the most. So the future of, so depending on your industry, I'll use me as an example, social media, the future of social media. And then you've got, X ways to, 5 ways to post on social media, 5 ways to become trending on social media, or need to know 3 things you need to know about social media, or 3 things you need to know about getting a mortgage, or whatever, right? So these are the opening sentences that had the most opening rates on LinkedIn, right? So once again, if you're struggling with content and going, oh god, I don't know what to post, X, Y, and Z, these are some really good content generators that can get you get those creative juices flowing, because it's like anything, right? Once you start doing it more, you get that momentum, and it becomes a lot easier, and it becomes a lot more natural for you to do it. I always use the example of exercise, right? When you haven't exercised in ages, you're like, oh, can't be bothered, don't want to do it. But once you start, you kind of get excited, and you build that momentum, start seeing results, you build that momentum. Similar thing with social. Once you start posting, getting leads, getting clients, you go, oh, this is great, this is actually working. It incentivizes you to do it more, right? So you've just got to literally make a start, and test, trial, measure, see how things, see which posts are working well for you. But like I keep saying, the best posts will always be the ones when you're in the post, guaranteed. Okay, now few places you can actually find images. These are free images. Most of these platforms you can get free images. They've obviously got the premium and also free, but we don't have 150 photos of ourselves. Doesn't matter how great our photographer is, but this is where you can find some really good free images for your social media. So when you do post something, definitely try and have an image that accompanies it, not just content or just text. So these are some great platforms that you can get lots of free, awesome photos from. The one that I use a lot is Unsplash. So a lot of the photos are for free, and some of them you have to pay for, but really, really good. Another one is obviously Canva. Canva has heaps of great templates and photos that you can use completely free for your social media. Okay, a few caption tricks for your social media posts. So like anything, it's like when you're reading a magazine, what's going to stop you is the heading, right? It's the first few words. So make sure that the biggest, impact is your opening sentence. So, I saw yesterday a girl wrote this, and he had like about 3,000 or 4,000 likes. And she said her first opening sentence was, I never thought I would have to ask this on LinkedIn. Right. And I was like, what didn't you think should do? Or it was, I never thought I would have to ask this on LinkedIn. I've never thought I needed to ask for money, or something like that. And I was like, oh my God, what's this girl doing asking for money on LinkedIn? But the more I read it, it was actually, she was starting like a GoFundMe page for a lady that was homeless. Right. So she was basically like asking people to donate money for this homeless lady. So I thought, that was a really good way of capturing people, because I wanted to find out more about why she's asking people for money. Obviously you don't have to do that, but use things where it's kind of it creates a little bit of curiosity. They always work really, really well. Okay, I'll jump a few because I know we're coming on time. This is a post that I've done before that did really well. This one had 42,000 views, but the one, funnily enough, that I did that had the most likes of any post I've ever done, it had 161,000 views, and it was motivational, right? Talking about my ratio of 80-20. 80% is educational, conversational, motivational, inspirational. This one was inspirational. It was about, I can read it to you really quickly, and you might have seen it, a lot of people have, but the post goes as follows. My father said to me, this is a watch your grandfather gave me, and it's more than 200 years old, and I want you to have it. But before I give it to you, take it to the watch shop and tell him you want to sell it and see how much he offers you. I went, then came back and told my father. He offered me £5 because it's old. My father then said to me, go to the coffee shop and tell them you want to sell it and see how much he offers you. I went, then came back and said he offered me £5. My father said to me, go to the museum and show them the watch and tell them you want to sell it. I went and came back and said to my father, they offered me £1 million for this watch. My father said, I wanted to let you know that the right place values you in the right way. Don't put yourself in the wrong place and get angry if you're not valued. Those that know your value are those who appreciate you. Don't stay in a place where nobody sees your value. Right? I simply put that This is about a year ago, year and a bit, and it had 3,650 likes, 161,000. It just went completely viral. And it just made me realize that, you know, not every single post that I do on LinkedIn has to be just about marketing or PR or social media. It can be something to inspire people, right? So, you know, you need a mixture of posts. You need a mixture of posts that are inspirational. You need a mixture about what's happening in your organization. You need a bit of, you know, authority posts where you're talking about your industry and all that kind of stuff. But this is the kind of stuff that people really love on LinkedIn as well. So I definitely encourage you to mix up your content with a little bit of everything, right? It's not just about just doing one thing all the time. It's about being creative and testing the waters and trying out different stuff. Okay. We won't get time for this. I'll just talk quickly about hashtags because it's 9:59 and I know probably a few of you have to go. Yes, definitely use hashtags in all your posts, right? I use about 5 to 10 hashtags per post. And what the hashtags do is they increase your reach, right? So if you want to get in front of, like, let's say engineers in Perth, you're going to put one of your hashtags engineers Perth. Why? Because a lot of the time engineers Perth probably be following that hashtag. Therefore, by you putting that hashtag into your posts, you're going to increase your reach, right? So you will pop up on people's newsfeed that are following this hashtag that aren't necessarily following you, right? So if I put success into my hashtags, there's 110,000 followers of success, which means I will now pop up on people's newsfeed even if they're not following Sandra Tricoli, right? So use about 5 to 10 hashtags per post, and that is going to increase your reach, the views, the likes, the followers, the engagement, and everything. So really, really important to use hashtags. They are very big on LinkedIn and they're getting bigger and bigger. And yeah, it increases your reach as well. Okay. How often to be posting? 2 to 4 times a week. I say 3 is that sweet spot, 2 to 3. Post in the morning earn the highest engagement. Tuesday to Thursday gets the highest engagement. Engage with and respond to followers. So don't just post and just close your laptop or your phone and that's it. You've got to actually engage a little bit, you know. And when I talk about LinkedIn, people probably think I spend 3 hours a day. I really don't. I probably spend about 15 minutes a day on LinkedIn. I'll do a post, I'll scroll, I'll like, I'll comment, and that's it. A couple times a day. It's like, you know, so it's about getting that engagement as well. You can't just expect people to engage with you. You need to engage with them as well. Okay. So I spend about 15 minutes a day liking, commenting, posting. That's it. Okay. So really quick recap, update your LinkedIn profile, make sure that a good percentage of your connections are your demographic, post regularly, interact with others, and honestly, it's just creating that momentum. And before you know it, knock on wood, you'll start to see people reaching out to you going, hey, I saw what you've posted. Can we have a chat? Can we have a coffee? I'm interested to find out more. So the reason I am so passionate about LinkedIn is because I've seen it work so well for my business. Therefore, I honestly, really, genuinely wish the same for your business. So that brings us at 10:01 on the dot. Quick, I have 1 minute for questions if anybody has any questions. If not, then once again, forever hold your peace. You can also email me or send me a LinkedIn message and I can assist you like that as well. So hopefully you've learned a thing or two today, guys, about LinkedIn. And yeah, have an absolutely amazing Christmas and New Year's and all the rest. If I don't see you, thank you, Kathy, so much. And yeah, have a great New Year's, Christmas and all the rest. I can't believe Christmas is already here. And yeah, if you need any help, any further consulting, anything like that, once again, feel free to reach out to me and I can book you in the new year. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. See you. Bye.